Hello and welcome to Convergence of the Future, a podcast by Tamarly.ai. I'm Melvin Menchau. Convergence of the Future is going to be dedicated to technology, finance, healthcare, a number of sectors that are sometimes regulated, sometimes not. We like media, we like the world in general. But one thing is important to us is how is all those sectors being disrupted? Our lives are being disrupted by those technologies. And it's key for us to invite founders, investors, capital allocators, members of the civil society to discuss those topics. So, welcome to Convergence of the Future by Tamarly.
This is the second factor is the behaviors are changing. And this is fundamental, by the way, to driving towards commerce, right? And then the third most important question is, are people going to watch videos? Are they going to shop with video? This behavior is absolutely happening. And what better proof we have than the fact that TikTok Shop, which is all video, did 15 billion in revenue last quarter. 15 billion. ByteDance as a company has surpassed Meta in revenue out of China because, of course, by sheer numbers.
Yes.
That's a signal. Now an average user is spending 2 hours plus on their phones watching videos in some capacity. And guess what? The next big thing happening right now is live streaming. You're on the BMW website looking for a car with leather seats that features a male driver that's blue in color. The BMW has a lot of video on their site. In fact, they have hundreds of videos on social media, but you can't actually find the answer. That's a problem. Most customers get very frustrated when they're looking for a feature of a product or they're looking something inside the video.
Hi, Ajay. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Good morning or good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon here. I'm in New York. Where are you based?
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco.
Excellent. I hope you have better weather than what we have here.
Not today, but yes, I can't complain. It's it's summer here is very cold. So, but in the scheme of things, I can complain about the weather in San Francisco for sure.
Excellent, excellent. We had a long winter and an interesting spring, but we are getting there. Ajay, thank you. Thanks for coming on our new episode of the Tamari podcast. It's great to have you here. And I wanted to take the opportunity to first give you the chance to introduce yourself, talk about your company, and also talk a bit about the video market, the changes with AI, the use of videos today in marketing. It's everywhere. It's on LinkedIn, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram. I mean, videos is really taking over. And it seems that you guys have been the company that takes advantage of this change in the way brands and also people communicate with each other. So, welcome to our podcast. And let me start with my first question. So, you co founded Vyrill out of UC Berkeley, out of their incubator. And before that, you had already sold the company and scaled the Nokia product to 70 million users. So, what made you go back to the grind after such successes? Do you
Yeah.
like the pain? Is it no pain, no gain?
So let me just quickly introduce myself and I'll get into your question as well as part of that introduction. So, hey everyone, again, Ajay Bam, CEO and co-founder of Vyrill. So I've been in the e-commerce space for about 18 years now. Previously built and sold a mobile shopping app company out of Boston called Motive Medias. And that's what Melvin is actually referencing about my previous company and my previous exit. And that was about an 8-year journey with my first startup. And it usually takes anywhere from, I would say, 6 years to maybe 15 years of your life to make a startup successful and actually get it to a couple of a million or billion-dollar company from a valuation perspective. So we built an app before where you can scan and bag inside retail stores with your phone, and you can check out on your phone as well. We send you promos as you walk around the store. And so we increase the basket size and we cut the lines. So that was my first company that I sold. And at the end of the day, what we really proved was we helped the retailers increase their cart size, what be average order value, and we helped them cut the lines with speedy checkout. So convenience and revenue and conversions are the most important thing that matter. And after that acquisition, I went to work at Nokia, the phone company, where I was responsible for launching the App Store around the
Yeah.
world. And again, at Nokia, the goal was again very simple. How do we generate more revenue with apps essentially on the App Store? And so that's where I study online and offline shopping behaviors. That's my core expertise. And so I did that combined between my first startup and Nokia for over I would say 13 to 14 years. And then and Nokia was a good break from startup. You get exhausted at some point
Yeah.
running your own company, building your own company. It never ends. So going to Nokia was an amazing experience, and not only because when I joined the company in 2009, they were at top of their game. Nokia was the number one mobile phone provider, but it was an amazing experience as well. How big companies can succeed, yeah, and they can also fail in 1 year. The iPhone came about,
Yeah.
and that in the end of Nokia later in 2012 and 2013, right? So anyway, I had a great ride and left Nokia. And then afterwards, I moved from Boston to Berkeley, California.
Ah.
And I joined UC Berkeley as a professor at the business school teaching entrepreneurship and innovation at Haas for a couple of years. And while I was there, that's really was when my spark for my next company came about. This is around 2019. I saw that a lot of students in my class were on their phones watching video, making video, sharing video, and
Yes.
shopping with video, right? Now, YouTube had been around for 15 years and YouTube had monetized the ad business with video, but they had not really yet monetized the commerce business with YouTube. So that was a very interesting journey for me, or a point of view for me. And Instagram had just announced short form video. So we knew video was people were already watching a lot of video. I mean, 20% to 30% of Google's revenue now is coming from YouTube alone. That's pretty
Yeah.
significant, right? And so that watching my students watching videos was a spark, and I quickly realized that became my market research. And so I asked them, I said, how much time do you spend on your phones watching video? And the answer was more than an hour. So it turns out it was an hour 20 minutes on average. And if you think about it, an hour 20 minutes of your life when you're awake
Yeah.
in your in 14 hours of your day is significant.
It
And so I
is.
realized video was very sticky. And so I interviewed 100 brands and retailers. I turned around and I said, well, let's ask the retail, the brands, and see what their business problems are. So it turns out there were three big problems when it comes to video. And the first is most video content today on a website or e-commerce store is not searchable. So let's say you're on the BMW website looking for a car with leather seats that features a male driver that's blue in color. The BMW has a lot of video on their site. In fact, they have hundreds of videos on social media, but you can't actually find the answer. That's a problem. Most customers get very frustrated when they're looking for a feature of a product, or they're looking something inside the video and they don't find it.
Yeah.
The problem today is not content creation. There's plenty of video. There's plenty of consumption. People do watch videos. The problem is distribution and ROI. You still can't find what you're looking for. So video ROI is the number one problem. It's only 15% of video on a website is actually watched and consumed. So that's the first problem. Second problem is content moderation. Brands are
Yeah.
very keen on capturing video at scale. But if you really want to use that video, it needs to be licensed. We need to make sure it doesn't have nudity, profanity, children in the videos, unlicensed music in the background,
Yeah.
maybe not your competitors mentioned in the video, and so on, right? So moderate, so it doesn't scale. Most brands today, when they get the video, someone on the team manually watches it. A human watches the video. So if you want to analyze millions of videos or capture millions of videos, it's not going to work. That's the second problem. The third problem is most video on a web page is not analyzed. Hence, it's not fully SEO'd. It doesn't show up in Google search results unless it's a YouTube video. So 90% of world's video sits behind enterprise firewalls, and it sits on your mobile device, which still has never been SEO'd, right? So that's the big problem is personalize. You cannot personalize the shopping experience today. There's no searchability on a site, no SEO, no AEO, which is GPT integrate or agentic commerce integration, and so on. So there's still massive opportunities and challenges to be solved around video, and that's what we're pursuing at Vyrill. So you can imagine the name Vyrill is a play on the word virality. Videos go viral, which is why the name of the company. And so met my co-founder, Dr. Barbara, at UC Berkeley,
Yes.
and together we founded the company, and here we are. And honestly, 2026, in my opinion, is sort of the breakout year for video, and thanks to TikTok for that. So here we are.
So thank you. So one thing caught my ear is this word, analyzed. We move in your language from watching entertainment. Most people would not think about ROI, or I will say approach the video as data. And it seems that it's been your anchor. What was the insight that made you see that video as a data was a problem and not just a content problem? Because video is really perceived as cool and fun, and it's always cheery, and it's those girls
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
But you go further and saying, yes, but we have a piece of data here that can be SEO, that can be analyzed.
Yeah.
Can you dig a little bit
Yeah. Yeah.
into that,
Absolutely.
because it's not
Yeah.
easy to crack?
Exactly. So first of all, video is very unstructured data, right? It's
Yes.
all over the place. You might have people in the videos, you might have noise in the video, you might have silence, maybe music. You could be talking about anything inside the video, right?
Yeah.
And so video has three key elements. We call it multimodal, which is text, audio, and images, right? So when you have to convert that data, it's complex. And this is where, one of the reasons, Melvin, why video has never been before 5 years ago, has never been fully analyzed, is because the infrastructure to hardware and software to be able to process 1 billion videos a day just didn't exist until NVIDIA and AI happened, right? Both software and hardware. So I
Here we
would say
go.
the first is it's not just simply knowing that you need to analyze a video. It's having the capacity to analyze a video is very important,
Yeah.
and that capacity. So if you think about if I had to reflect back, people recognition in a video has been around for 40 years now with airport security,
Yes.
right? But now we have trillion videos, trillion times trillion videos around the world. So the capacity to analyze trillion times trillion videos is only happening now, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is you bring up something very important. You can analyze the video, but it doesn't matter if no one is watching it, right?
Yeah.
So what happened in the industry, right? One is first of all, 5G happened with mobile phones,
Here
right?
we go.
Your handset behavior changed. If you had asked me 10 years ago whether I would read a book on the subway on my phone, I would have
Yeah.
said no way, it's too small,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But now your ebooks, is now factored for your mobile device. We all read now and watch
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
on the phone. And so the second inflection point was being able to data stream continuously without interruptions on your phone, on your mobile device, on your
Here we go.
desktop, right? That was the second thing which changed your human behavior. Now, if you're on the subway, I can promise you 80% of the people are watching videos, listening to podcasts, listening to their favorite whatever, right? Or watching a Twitch game in the subway and playing
Yeah.
it. Yesterday, I was just in the Muni here in San Francisco, and this guy was just a gamer. You could just see he was so intensely in the game. And then he almost missed his station when they announced the train station, right? So this is the second factor is the behaviors are changing. And this is fundamental, by the way, to driving towards commerce, right? And then the third most important question is, are people going to watch videos? Are they going to shop with video, right?
Yeah.
Now, this behavior is absolutely happening. And what better proof we have than the fact that TikTok Shop, which is all video, did 15 billion in revenue last quarter. Last quarter, 15 billion. Okay. ByteDance as a company has surpassed Meta in revenue out of China because, of course, by sheer numbers.
Yeah.
That's a signal. What better signal, right? And by the way, now an average user is spending 2 hours plus on their phones watching videos in some capacity. And guess what? The next big thing happening right now is live streaming. Not only live streaming for shopping, but if you think about OTT and how we're watching TV now, TV is essentially a stream now. It's not an antenna anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So all these factors have together coagulated that, as you say, the perfect storm, right? And it's a perfect storm for Vyrill to capture the opportunity. And that's where we
So
are.
you are at the convergence of mobile device, this ability that the technology is now giving us through AI and computer vision to analyze what's happening in the video, and you are using those new capability to analyze those video across what you mentioned are 9 dimensions. And I want to dig a little bit into that. So I am a brand. and I have all those videos out there. Why am I interested in dimensions? Wouldn't I just be interested in, hey, this video is bringing traffic or this video is bringing sales? What's more than that in this
Yeah, absolutely.
analysis?
So when it comes to commerce, right? So I'm going to
Hmm.
contextualize a lot of this for commerce. So our use case is primarily how to help a brand and retailer drive the next purchase on their site
Yes.
with video, right? And what's interesting about a product video is that you can see the product in the video. You can see the person in the video giving talking about the product, and the third most important is emotions are very
Yeah.
important, right? When you're happy with something, when you're upset with something, you can actually see it on someone's face. It's very hard to actually fake that, the reactions,
Here we go.
right? And so these three factors are fundamental to why a video drives better purchase transactions or better behaviors, shopping behaviors than text, review, or image, right? I think at the end of the day, I'll give you a simple example. I recently bought a Bose headset,
Hmm.
right? And my biggest thing was I wanted to see how it appeared on my face, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to measure the softness of the ear pads.
Yeah.
Because what happens is when you wear something all day on a Zoom call, it can
Yeah.
stress your ears, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted specific reviews of that, of how it's fitting and whether it's tight or right, and to be able to see other users actually demonstrating that, hey, by the way, someone who looks like I have a round face, someone who looked like me with a round face, wearing it
Yeah.
and saying, no, it's pretty soft. It's not going to hurt you after 4 hours of wearing your headset. And only in a video did I see that. Did he actually express and say, hey, you know what? It does work. And you can see from the expression, it's not tight. He's actually happy with the fit, right? So this makes dimensions very important, right? So the dimensions in this are many. First of all, he was not naked in the video. So brand safety,
Yes.
number one, right?
Yeah.
He was not a child. He was
Yeah.
someone I could trust. I could see that he was a user of the Bose headset because I actually saw the Bose signature on the other thing,
Yeah.
vision, right? A video has vision in it, right? So the second thing was the video was relevant. He actually had the product on, right?
Hmm.
Third was he was talking about the topic which I wanted, which was fitting the fitting of the headset, right?
Yeah.
The next thing was sentiment analysis, positive,
Okay.
negative, right? He mentioned certain features and what he really loved about the product and what he didn't, right? I think his negative sentiment was all Boost products are only in one color. They usually are black or silver. I wish they were more
Yes.
colorful and more cheerful, right? But anyway, my
Absolutely.
point is, so this gets into the 9 dimensions that we're talking about, right? So Vyrill analyzes the video for sentiment, topic, scene, relevance, brand safety, so nudity, profanity, children in the videos, demographic data, age, ethnicity, and gender of the person. This can be very important in the fashion category, right? If I'm
Yes.
if I'm 40 years old, I want to see a 40-year-old guy wearing a shirt, not an 18-year-old, because the fitting is different, right?
Absolutely.
Lighting, you want to make sure that when the video is shown on your site, and at least the lighting is, you can see the person and the product. It's not like they're sitting in the dark
Yeah.
and right. So there are so many factors to a video. Understanding what's in the background. Imagine you bought a furniture sofa. So being
You
able
want
to
to see
understand
the
that you're in the living
context.
room in the scene is going to
Hmm.
be extremely relevant in that use case than actually when you're at a store wearing fashion. It doesn't matter what's in the background. It matters what you're wearing. So all of this leads to being able to analyze those videos. And the most important thing here is all of this leads to just one thing, which is the most important thing for brands and retailers, which is video content moderation. So if you go back to what I said before,
Yeah.
when they get the video, someone on the team manually watches the video. They're so afraid that one bad video is going to create a PR crisis. And it happens, by the way. PR
Indeed.
crises happen again and again, right?
Yeah.
And so they want to make sure that the video is and by the way, they're okay if there's a negative feedback or negative sentiment in the video. That's not the issue. The issue is just making sure that it's relevant and it's brand safe, right? And if you want to do this for millions of videos, you can't have an army of people. It just won't scale. And that's where AI and what Vyrill is doing is extremely hyper relevant, right? And now, if you think about where things are headed, now with agentic commerce or chat GPT, where you're asking a question, hey, show me the top leather shoes or sports shoes from Adidas,
Yeah.
right? Context is very important in that case, right? So we're going to see more video, not just video analysis, but video plus context is going to be extremely important. as we move forward, and which is also Wall is also giving that context as well to the video. So, for example, in the case of commerce, it's not just the video; we're giving the context about the product ID, the Amazon product ID, perhaps, or the Shopify ID, the product description, and all that. We're tying that the product detail, as they call it, the product detail page, the PDP, to the video, and together it adds more value than just having a video or just having the PDP.
This is kind of a very interesting space because now we're finding ourselves with, on one side, what used to be just influencers, young people trying a new style. We're playing with all those people that do all this unpacking, playing with gadgets, testing new gadgets. And you're telling us that now all this user generated content that used to be a bit of, oh my God, these people are just touching my products and saying whatever they want and doing whatever they want with it, you're making that an asset for the brand because
Exactly,
we
you
can
nailed it.
analyze that and we can use it. But how do we use it? And now we get into this question about licensing. So I'm an influencer. Hey, this is my new. But now you want your Logitech and you want to use my mouse video. How
Yeah.
you're
So
able also to solve for that?
yeah, if you look at the evolution of video and video content, it started with branded video. Like, all companies made their own content. Then it moved to
Yes.
influencer video, right? So if you look at influencers, I'll just mention different influencers. There's Kim Kardashian in the fashion beauty category, right? Now, she is good for brand awareness. Like, everyone has heard of Kim Kardashian, but you won't buy a product because of Kim Kardashian alone. You're going to buy the product because your neighbor, right? I mean, I'll just give you a better example. Like, you're buying a car, right? Let's say you're buying the new the Polestar from Google or the Google backed company, and when you're buying that car, the most important thing for EV is, hey, can it do 600 miles on a charge, right? Now,
Oh, yeah.
Kim Kardashian, you're not going to trust her giving an ad saying, "Oh yeah, it worked." Well, she has a driver. She sure doesn't even care about 600 miles, right? But if your neighbor who has a Polestar literally next door said, "Hey, you know what, Melvin? This really works." So the trust, brand awareness comes from influencers, but the trust comes from UGC, user generated content. Trust comes from everyday user. Trust comes from average Joe or Gene who is making a video and telling you and giving their opinion. So in my opinion, in my world of viral, every person who is shopped is a creator. Every person who is shopped is an influencer. And the challenge for brands is, how do we capture video from every single person that's ever purchased a product? Because that's
Yeah.
really where they can get insights. That's where they can create a pipeline of content for promotion, for their social media, for their site. And that's where they can constantly capture video reviews. So what Vyrill does is, we have a mechanism on our platform with QR codes and emails. So you can send a QR code or an email link or a link to inviting your creator to make a video. It could be a contest. Halloween is coming up, so makeup contest. So L'Oreal can now run a makeup contest with their makeup, saying, "Hey, show a L'Oreal product in the video and show us what you did with it for Halloween for makeup."
Wow.
Right? And now what happens is, in the contest, the customer scans the QR code or clicks on the link on their phone. It opens an experience where L'Oreal explains the contest rules. It tells them what are the 3 things they need to answer in the video. So it make it very intentional and purposeful. And then they give them contest rules where they accept the licensing, where the person who's entering the contest accepts the licensing terms, and they make a video, they upload the video, and the process, L'Oreal then analyzes the video and might be rewarding the customer for making that video as well, right? So that's an example of a contest. Or you could have, after you make a purchase, so for example, Vyrill has now partnered with TikTok Shop to power syndicate video reviews.
Yes.
And so for TikTok, the most important thing was content moderation. They wanted to make sure that every video that's passed from Vyrill to TikTok Shop or captured is moderated, and making sure it doesn't mention the word Amazon or doesn't have nudity in the video and so on, right? So coming back, right? So you can, after you make a purchase, we can send you a QR code inviting you to make a review and more, right? And this has many use cases. It can be product feedback. It can be important feedback for other customers, other shoppers. It could be a customer support feedback saying, "Hey, this package didn't arrive." I mean,
Yeah.
what better than actually, if the box is broken, what better, or product is broken, what better than to show a video in the video? Hey, this is what arrived when it came from via shipping,
Yeah.
right? things happen with fragile stuff. Sometimes I've had a glass has broken or something, right? But anyway, the point being is that it has so much utility. Video has so much utility with what you can do with it, and literally with and the good news is most customers make short videos now. No one wants to talk for 30 minutes in a video. They just want to talk for 3 minutes, give whatever they want to say. So we enable all of this programmatically at scale. So we can literally capture 1 million reviews or 1 million videos UDC from customers with licensing rights within like a day.
Wow. Yeah, that makes a huge difference because in the end, now that you have the devices, you have the skills, you have the video from the public, and they are producing them for you. How do we use them? And I guess
So
that's
yeah,
where we get into this searchability that you mentioned.
all right.
And I guess this is where the AI in the stack comes in. This ability to prompt and to use Gen AI to prompt the brands and ask questions. You mentioned, where is my blue leather BMW? So can you talk to us a little bit about that
Absolutely.
last
So
leg?
yeah, absolutely. So first you have captured the video. We
Mhm.
can capture video not only UGC, but we can also capture all your existing video from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So 98% of world's brands are making social media content, but none of that social media content is on the e-commerce store. It's crazy. They're leaving 10 to 40% additional engagement on the table because the video is not on the e-commerce store. Right. So what we do is we bring their brand video, their UGC video, their influencer video together. We index everything. We then rate and rank it. We tell you exactly what video is going to be relevant for driving more conversion, and we help you publish the video to your e-commerce store. So we have integrated with Shopify, we have integrated with many other e-commerce platforms or any website, and you can publish videos to your website with search, personalization, SEO, AEO, which is GPT integration, recommendations, and buy now. Now, let me explain the new shopping behavior. So let's say you have now landed on BMW. Let's assume for a second BMW is a Vyrill customer.
Mhm.
Imagine now in this BMW search bar, you can either go agentic or keyword, and you can ask a question, show me a car with leather seats, right? Because Vyrill
Very
has
good.
indexed everything we have indexed the audio, the imagery, and the text. Vyrill can now instantly find the clips for you. Maybe of the 25 videos, 3 of them are talking about blue cars or leather seats. We can now surface that video and the portion of the video with an amazing video experience, right? And then you can take different actions on it. You can share the video with your friends. Maybe you want to, you saw something you want to share with your friends, so you can buy this, get it their opinion, right? So you can do that. You can buy now from the video. You can book perhaps, an event ticketing. I mean, imagine you're traveling somewhere, you're picking Barcelona versus Madrid, and suddenly your videos are coming up from other travelers who said, "Hey, in next month of June, the tomato festival happening in this town is just
Yeah.
amazing, and you're actually seeing a video posted by that customer. What better to drive your travel your airline ticket or your booking to that town from a video, right? Again, so the problem we're solving is searchability, but more importantly, you are solving the 3-second problem. Customers have only 3 seconds. You have 3 seconds to impress the customer with your video. If they can't find what they're looking for in the first 3 seconds, that's it. They're gone. So what Vyrill is ultimately solving is the problem of help customers find what they're looking for in 3 seconds, right? So now
Excellent.
you can ask questions, you can find answers. It could be even a support video. Hey, you bought an LG TV and they send you a video that's 30 minutes long, and you just want to know how to screw something on the wall. We can now
Yeah.
help you find that portion of the video, right? So anyway, and then the larger impact of this is being able to generate all this is you can do hyper personalization of content. You can do SEO by letting Google know what's inside the video, right? All of that, and also recommendations, and you can do content optimization by knowing what people are searching the most. You can start surfacing that video first in the search results.
It's really interesting. It seems that through your career, you've been laser focused on personalization. How do I get something to someone without giving him the universe to buy? And it
Correct.
seems that you've been driving that thing from your debut to the App Store to what you're doing with Viral. And it's really differentiating in this age of, I think there is a mass production now of videos, mass production of content, and I guess the age of AI with more capabilities of what people call AI slop, we're going to have even more of that. But you take the opposite stance and saying we need to give them exactly the one thing that makes sense for them. Can you give me a bit of your thesis around these authentic human generated videos that seems to
Yeah.
matter for you? And
Yeah,
it's a bit
absolutely.
counterintuitive when we live in this mass production era.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to I'm going to start that answer with something I just saw on TV literally yesterday evening. A mom, their daughter was on a camp. Okay. The mom gets a video sent to her on her phone about her daughter being kidnapped and saying something.
Okay.
The scammer captured $5,000 from her in return for something for giving. And so it was an entirely made up video, a AI fake
It's a
generated
scam.
video.
Okay.
It was a scam.
Fake.
Now imagine having that scam a million times with reviews. You're going to get very upset.
Here we go.
You see a Samsung TV being praised and it's the worst product ever. I mean, not Samsung, but any worst product ever or fake
Yeah.
product, simply, right? Right? The video of the product comes home and suddenly you realize my Bose headset is actually a fake Bose headset. And
Yeah.
the leather literally is falling apart on
Yeah.
the device, right? And this is the problem is a massive problem now, is AI
Excellent.
generated video content. So in the commerce world, it even matters more. You do not want a customer to be upset with an AI generated video review and then you lose trust. Listen,
Yeah.
it takes years to build the trust. It takes one day to for the trust to go. You know,
Yeah.
I remember about 8 years ago, United Airlines, you know how they oversold the tickets. They
Yeah.
oversold the booking, and then a doctor was forced out of the airplane. He was bleeding. He fought back. That video goes
Yeah.
viral, and United lost significant
Yeah.
revenue. That's where people said we're not going to go this with United.
Yeah.
It took less than I think 8 hours for United to
Wow.
start losing their revenue. Right? Anyway, my point being is coming back to your question is that's why human generated content review, especially reviews, it's okay if the
Mm-hmm.
product video is being shown in multiple dimensions with an AI generated product video. But what does matter is human generated content when it comes to reviews. No one
Yeah.
wants to be duped, right? So we're building technology to make sure when we capture that video, we're putting a signature behind the video that is human generated content, not AI generated content, right?
Wow.
Because trust is everything for brands. In fact, that's the number one at the top of the pyramid, or the base of the pyramid, I would say rather. And if the trust collapses, the pyramid collapses. Period. Sorry, at the base of the pyramid,
No,
right?
this is really interesting.
So fake video content in general is going to be a massive problem for everyone in the business, not just commerce, anywhere.
Yes. It's so you took that stance and you kind of use it as your wedge in the market. It's you recently partnered with TikTok Shop to power those video reviews at scale. How does a deal like that come together? Is it relationships? Is it your ecosystem? Is it your ability to prove your technology? Because when we hear you, there is like a multiplication of technological features that are quite unheard of. Is that what makes those big brands work with a company
I
like
think
yours?
I think there were a couple of things. I think my experience mattered.
Yes.
I knew that the real problem we were solving from the very beginning. So if you look at today, if you look at the any website, there are a lot of videos on websites, right? And they're usually just static carousels. It's a carousel, right? But what I realized is that if you really want to make that carousel matter to the shopper, it needs to be searchable. It needs to be personalized. It needs to be SEO'd. And the only way you can do that is being able to moderate the video and being able to make the video searchable. And TikTok being in the business of video, when I met with TikTok now about a year ago, when I showed them a demo, they knew right away that when I met the head of e-commerce at TikTok, he knew the problem we have solved was content moderation. I didn't even have to say it, right?
Yes.
Which he had that insight. I would tell you this, that most retailers I meet today still don't have that insight that the real problem that Vyrill has solved is our brands is moderation, because moderation is what's going to drive personalization. personalization is going hyper personalization is going to drive interest and consideration per product consideration, and that's what ultimately is going to drive a purchase. So when when your partner gets it in a minute, the moment I showed him the demo, the first thing that came out of his mouth was, "Oh wow, this is a content moderation tool." I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
When I got that right, then the rest was easy, right? Because the rest is, once you get the moderation right, then of course you know what videos to promote, what videos to track, what videos to engage with, right? And so that's why and it and for me, I was also blown away that they got it, like within a minute. And of course they're in the video business, but being able to understand the fundamental of what how difficult video is to understand and moderate. And if you understand that, you get what Vyrill is doing.
This is excellent because I really like the way you describe the workflow from moderation to personalization to interest that drives purchase. And it seems that, if I may, it seems that this is your hook. How does that translate as a differentiator in the market? We
Yes.
have Creator IQ, Firework, Bambuser. There are solutions out there. Is that the
Absolutely.
workflow that makes the difference of what Vyrill is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say that moderation and searchability, we have built our own models for AI commerce. One of the frequent questions I get is, will ChatGPT replace Vyrill? Right? So I think if you step back, right, ChatGPT is more of a conversational AI. It is very generic. The last thing that my customers that I'm speaking with, like big retailers, Target, Walmart, any of the big retail, the last thing they want is to share more data with Google and share more data with ChatGPT, so these companies can monetize their data, right? So there's a couple of modes that we have. First is we built our own models for commerce, not all, but some, which are extremely helpful. We even have a patent on something we're building right now. So that's number one. The second is proprietary data. I mean, my system is now learning from millions of videos what works, what performs, and it's building the history of that, analyzing that historical evidence is helping support the future experience, right? For example, when you when you start typing now on the search bar with Vyrill, asking a question, we can now list all the questions that are about the product. We can start surfacing all the questions that people are asking automatically based on historical evidence, right? So and every customer is unique. Macy's is very different from Target, is very different from eBay, is very different from Adidas, from different from Procter and Gamble. So all of this means that your systems are learning individually and training on proprietary data. So that's a second mode. The third mode is we have multiple inputs, multiple outputs. We support videos from 11 different platforms. We also publish videos to different platforms. We bring your video to your online experience. We can bring your video in store. A chat GPT is not going to simply bring your, no one has time walking around the store asking chat GPT questions. They just want
Yeah.
to scan the product, the QR code, and find the videos and the reviews, right? So essentially we're building this into the physical world as well with the video experience, right? So it's online, it's in store, it's searchability. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd see our content tomorrow on airport TV networks, if you will, as right? So many opportunities. I mean, again, the problem is distribution. There's plenty of video. The problem is video is just sitting in one silo, which is social media. It's not being distributed by brands and retailers across multiple channels. So that's another area where we're building all this connectivity that's relevant for our customers to be able to distribute and maximize video content. So it's more than a conversational AI, is my point, right? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, there's at least 4 to 5 different workflows that we're automating, right? So
Excellent.
all of this together makes it a product and something that's here to stay for a long time.
That's really interesting. So you've built, I will say, the technology stack with the models, the data, the workflow, the multimodality that you described in the inputs and the outputs. And now you have proposed that and have been able to convince massive players to adopt your solutions. How does that translate in terms of traction? You're a new company, you're growing. Are there any numbers you can share
Yeah,
on
absolutely. Yeah.
traction?
Absolutely. I mean, we have done over 500,000 revenue. We have 168 customers. We just lined 3 big partnerships. The TikTok shop opportunities is a $30 million opportunity. We have signed
Wow.
another agency that's bringing our solution to 500 dentist websites. For dentists have a lot of educational videos, reviews, testimonials, and then producing social media content as well. We're signing a third agency partner that's bringing our solution to 2,500 Shopify DTC brands, right? So we're growing. We're going with partnerships. We're
Yes.
going with strategics, and we're growing. We do a lot of LinkedIn outreach as well. And so, to be honest with you, what's changed for me is the last 12 months is TikTok proved that video works for shopping
Yeah.
at scale, right? They proved that you can generate billions of revenue, and now a lot of customers want to replicate that their success on their storefront. And what's very cool with Vyrill is, and this is something that we recently did, was we can instantly convert your Macy's website or your Macy's store into a TikTok app with us.
Okay.
It just converts. You integrate with us when someone opens their store on their mobile device. It opens like a TikTok app. And why did we do that? Because we know that people like to browse videos just with their thumb. People like to thumb and keep watching until they find something,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So product discovery is one of the biggest challenges with video that we have
There we
solved,
go.
right? Product discovery on your site, product discovery on search, product discovery in store, right? With video. So that's a massive problem today is the product discovery challenge because we're inundated with so much stuff thrown at us, right? Whether you're on
Yes.
Amazon website or whether you're on social media or whether
Yeah.
your friends are recommending products,
Yeah.
right? So again, these are the challenges that we're solving is, and then, why the TikTok like experience? Because very, very simple. It works, right? It
No, that
works because it replicates a behavior that people do every day, all the time, every hour.
so this is great. So it's a great place to be for a starting company. So what does the future looks like? What are you guys cooking, like they say? What does the product roadmap looks like? And are you raising? Are you building the future with capital? Talk to us a little bit about
Absolutely, absolutely.
what's
First of all,
coming.
let me share what we're building right now. We are in the process of continuing to scale and build infrastructure to be able to process millions of videos every day. So the first thing we're focused on is building a multimodal infrastructure that can process millions of videos a day, not thousands, not hundreds, right? Because videos, like I said, tomorrow if we have 5,000 customers and we are in the process of lining big retailers. I mean, we're talking about 50 to 100 million videos with one customer per year annual. That's pretty significant to be able to process all that content. So one is infrastructure is number one. Number two is we're adding. So today we support in terms of geography, we support English language. So we focus on US, UK, Canada, Australia, right? And so we want to add new languages. So we're adding Spanish, right?
Nice.
Given that in US we already speak Spanish in many areas,
Yes.
and so we're adding Spanish as a language. So to answer your question, language is an area where we're expanding. We're expanding compliance is a massive thing for big enterprises. So compliance is on many levels. It's data privacy. It's data security. Yeah, I mean, it's data for disabled people. Like, how can someone listen to a video if they land on your site, right? So all of this at scale, suddenly, like I mean, all of these things need to be addressed in order to deliver a very slick enterprise solution, that just works at scale, right? So we're working towards a new language, adding new languages,
Hmm.
and then the other thing, big roadmap on the roadmap is SEO and AEO, which is the LLM integrations. So how
Yeah.
can we surface the video clips for our customers in a Chat GPT answer or
Wow.
in a Google search answer, right?
Wow.
Which can drive then traffic. And the thing is, here's the thing, right? There are many SEO companies in the world, but they need us and we need them. What I mean is, Vyrill is generating the metadata that's of the video metadata that's readable,
Here we go.
right? So our strength is video search and being able to understand video. There are a lot of SEO companies that deliver on SEO KPIs and SEO metrics. So we want to partner with them to be able to deliver that video clip in that answer, right? To drive the next purchase, right?
This is
So if you
excellent.
look at every brand retailer in the world, right? Anybody, even like me as I'm doing a business, B2B, all
Hmm.
that matters at the end of the day is customer acquisition. So
Yes.
how can you drive more traffic to my app, to my site?
Yeah.
And then when they land on my site, how do you drive conversion? That's all that Vyrill is focused on at the end of the day. All roads for Vyrill, what I explained to you, what's next on our roadmap leads there. Now, you asked me a question about where we are as a company. We are very lean, a team of 7. We're based here in US, based in San Francisco, and we're raising a $3 million seed round, and $2
Excellent.
million is already committed. We have some amazing investors that have already
Right.
invested in the company. head of shopping at Google, head of AI at Google, head of AI at Pinterest. We have some amazing investors already invested in Vyrill. So we have another million remaining on the round. And trust me, the opportunity is massive. I mean, video search in general is a
Yeah.
$100 billion plus opportunity, and video search for commerce, it's at least a five to $8 billion opportunity, and growing as video grows.
Wow. No,
So
this
yeah,
this
we
is
just want to
great.
help. I mean, at the end of the day, our mission is very clear. Is to help brands drive more revenue and customer acquisition with video. That's all. That's it.
This is
And
great.
we strongly believe that the future of commerce is video. Every shopping experience will start with video, end with video, and every video needs to. So we want to help every brand and retailer to drive revenue with every single video they may ever made.
Actually, that's a great way for us to conclude on this podcast. Is you gave us the vision that you have for the company and your roadmap, and you gave us a part of the vision you have for commerce driven by video. How do you see this explosion of AI? And I will say this search because there is a lot of talk around what does the new interface looks like. There are companies. I think there is a company called Arc that raised 700 million for their Series A because they are building the next generation of AI interface. What does it mean for the user? What does it mean for the buyer, for the seller? Will the web as we know it, or the communication, how do we buy in 5 years from now if we what is it? Do we talk to Siri? Do we have an agent buying for us? How does that change your outlook? And what
Yeah.
is
So
your vision of all those innovations coming in?
absolutely. So first of all, I want to start with a premise that I knew was wrong, which is chat. I don't know if you just heard, but ChatGPT just removed the idea that people were going to complete all their purchases on ChatGPT. I don't believe that's going to happen. It will happen for your daily consumables. If you're buying a detergent, Tide detergent, and they showed you an offer on ChatGPT for Tide, yes, you'll buy it because it's less than $50. You don't have to think twice buying Tide detergent. But if you're buying a luggage that you want to travel with, guess what? Either you're going to go do more research with video whether the luggage is durable. So and we already have these retailers and credit card companies. They've already hooked us with loyalty programs,
Yeah,
right? Why is Amazon Prime successful? Because you earn cashback, you earn points, right?
yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's all matters. All that customer cares about is the best price at the best reward,
And
right?
free
On the best,
delivery.
and they'll go wherever they get the best discount, right?
Absolutely.
So anyway, so my point is, as humans are we're very emotional. We want to touch things, feel things, right?
Yes.
So this whole idea of agentic to agentic, it might happen for certain repeat purchases, but
Hmm.
for unique purchases, when internet happened in 95, right? Everyone was so sure we're going to shop online and stores were going to close.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
90% of world shopping still happens in store, by the way.
yeah. Brick
Doesn't
and
happen.
mortar did not die. Yeah.
Correct. Right. It did not die. Right. We don't have robot cooks making dinner for us at home. So we don't
Yeah.
go to restaurants. No. We're very emotional. We're touchy feely people. So in my opinion, what we are going to see is a significant improvement in-store shopping experience. We're going to see a significant improvement in omni-channel experience where the videos are not just online, but they can be brought in store with you,
Yeah.
or it might be on your mobile devices. Like I always wear my eyewear, right?
Yeah.
Like the next thing you might see some great apps where you're pointing. When I'm wearing this eyewear, it has a camera, right? Which already you have already seen that with the new Meta glasses and stuff. But you
Yes.
simply point at that, and it shows you a video review, a quick scan of the best video review for that product, right? So in my opinion, it's going to be still continue to be omni-channel. It is this whole agentic to agentic is totally hyped up, right? And I've been studying shopping behaviors. That's my core expertise. And trust me,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen at the scale at which everyone is talking about. It's pro and wrong. It's already pro and wrong. I mean, if you look at any of these LLM companies, one of the biggest turnovers they've had is in the commerce teams because
Yeah.
they started with the premise, and the premise has been pro and wrong. And by the way, I live in Silicon Valley. I breathe agentic.
Yes.
90 what that means,
Who does?
right? So I would say let's conclude with the fact that let's give our shoppers, let's give all of us the best experience to buy the best product at the right place, right time, with the best price and the best reward, right? And if I can accomplish that with video, I think Vyrill is successful. Will be
Wow.
successful.
Thank you. No, thank you. Ajay, thank you. Thank you so much for that. And it's funny because it goes full circle with what you started with and the in-store experience and giving people discounts through QR codes. And now we going back to that. And I really like that. I really like what you said about people being touchy feeling, and we remain humans. All this technology is coming, but in the end, we need to talk to each other, to see each other, we need to meet each other. We actually met in person, in real
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
believe it or not. And
yeah.
that remains
And not
important.
only the trust factor is very important, like seeing, believing, touching, meeting, right? We met. So instantly when you look at someone in the eye, you
Yeah,
know, like this person is real, right? This is
yeah.
saying he's talking real, he's building real. When I showed you the demo on my phone, I mean, that was all that it took to show you what the future is.
Absolutely. No, thank you. Ajay, thanks for your time. Thanks for your insights. Good luck on the race.
Thank you.
If you're watching this podcast, get on Ajay LinkedIn, look at the website, get to me. I will get you in touch with
Yeah,
him,
I'll send you the info as well to put it on your podcast. Thank you.
and we will put the info so you can contact them. And looking forward to staying in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.